All right, well, hello everybody. We're going to do another one of these Wear OS videos tonight. It's been a hot minute since I posted anything on this and wanted to just take it the next step farther. It'll be short, it's just a baby step, but it's something that isn't seen anywhere. Um, I haven't been able to find it on any blog posts or any other YouTube videos, so I just wanted to get it out there for the uh, super newbie like myself and someone who might be struggling to do the tile and the app together. So what we have here, we'll just sort of walk through. It's just two Hello World applications. Hello Tile, click a button and it goes and launches the Hello app, as simple as you can get. So basically, if we go from top to bottom here, we've got the Android, XML, Android manifest file here. This here, I mean, this is a requirement if you want to have your tile actually work within the ecosystem. And I think, if I dumb this down in my brain, this is really what ensures that your tile gets installed when you either create your tile application or a tile in an app application. So without this, you're not going to have the tile. So you certainly know that. And you don't need to have like the preview area. It'll work just fine without that, but I stuck that in there so it didn't squawk a warning. Plus, it makes it a little easier to find your tile when you're trying to add it in the emulator. So I'll walk through this high dollar code. Um, we'll look at the tile first. So if we look at the tile, it's very similar to what I've shown before in my little too tight to wear tile that I've been building. You got your on tile request here is a few constants up here and a few imports to support all of that. Basically, we have the same old thing where we're doing a timeline, we're doing the builder, and then we're just basically calling layout just like we did in the other app. And then in layout, we're doing a simple add a box, add a column, add the image button, a little bit of space, and then call build about 1,000 times, and then essentially just set some text that says I'm a tile, just so we can delineate between the tile and the app. And then here we've got our on resource request so that we get our image. And for our button here, which is the one little interesting thing, same kind of code we saw before. There's nothing earth-shattering here. It's this little bit right here that is different. If we look at the other application here, see if I can do that without screwing it up. We look at this application and we scroll down. Essentially, we've got the same kind of guts here that we've looked at before. And then we'll basically see that when we click on one of these buttons, we're just calling the load action builder, and that essentially loops it back and rebuilds. And then if you remember correctly, how we're been making this tile into something that's interactive is that we've basically just got this when statement and then some functions here that occur. When you click on one of those buttons, it sets the value and sets that last clickable ID, cycles back through, does this function, updates again, shows what that update is. And in this instance, it's adding or subtracting calories, real basic. But back on here, we're basically we're not passing it a class name here. So it's just defaulting and then the package name, since this is all internal to it, it's just this package name. Main activity is even less exciting here. Nothing here except for the activity main binding. And then we're still pretty old school here, using the XML layout. And I'll pop that up in just a second with activity main. The next step in this evolution of this app is to essentially make this a composable app. And I've started doing that, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole. And hence why I haven't posted anything on here, because I've been deep learning about exactly how to do the compose part and then getting these two to work together between the tile and that. That's no small effort itself. So in activity main, we'll just slide into it real quick. I mean, it's here again, we've just got a frame layout and a text view, and it just says I'm an app. That's all. So we can look at the actual emulator here, and I could launch it, that's fine, but it's up and working. So this is the tile app. It says I'm a tile. You click on it and it launches the app. That's perfectly fine. And then we dismiss the app and we're back to the tile. And if we wanted to go over and show that it's just an active tile, you've set it on here. And in the emulator, this got installed behind the scenes. You don't see that when you install or run it in the emulator. You're going to go to the app first. You have to then dismiss the app. It'll take you back to the watch face, and then you end up having to go and add a tile. And here's where you can, of course, go and add a tile. But I've already done that, so no need to show that any longer. But I mean, real simple. I'm an app. I'm a tile. You can't get much simpler than that. And that is really it. I mean, it's the shortest video that I've made thus far. I'm not sure how many seconds I'm at. I can't tell. Only 6 minutes. Wow. So next up, what is next up? So if we come and look at just a couple of things, since we've got a couple of minutes. So I've been fooling around with the compose and obviously messing around with my tile. Things that I would change, things that I would do differently. We'll let it launch here real quick. So there we see it's loading up, and here's the simple interface. You can add calories, nothing exciting, but it actually does, from an initial use case, it does what I need it to do. What doesn't it do yet? It doesn't have access to calories burned. That's one of the reasons I need the app, I believe, so that I can get through the permissions part. I'm still not 100% sure on that. I'm kind of curious. I might take a step back and look at the watch faces, because when you get a complication and you can load that right onto the watch face, you're not approving or allowing anything. You can just get access to that, or at least that's the way I envision it. That's the user interaction that I see. So that's one thing I would like to know. It'd be cool, or maybe it wouldn't be cool, to have two arcs, one for calories burned and one for the calories eaten. But probably we'll just do the calories burned and the arc maybe. I don't quite know. There's not much real estate here, so you really have to be careful. Ideally what I would like to be able to do is use the rotary button in order to do the plus and minus, but I can't get that to work on a tile. Hence why the Compose app is kind of coming up and playing, where if I use this more like the tile and it showed the information, and then when you clicked on it, it essentially loaded the same look and feel in the app, and then allowed you to use that rotary dial to change this. That would free up this real estate to put the calories burned. Would also free up some real estate to have this to be track each day, as opposed to this is just an entity or a quantity of calories, and then the next day you come in and you basically reset it and you start again, and you have no knowledge about what you've done in the past. And if you, in my Flutter app, one of the nice things is it tracks your plus or minus calories for the week, and so by the time you get to the weekend, if you have some extra calories, you can feel a little bit less guilty about eating that donut or what have you. So that's it. I'll end it here. I'll post this code out to GitHub as usual, and then the next time we will start to pass data back and forth between the tile and the app. And that should make things a little bit more interesting. But I wanted to get this out there because it's not there anywhere else, and it took me a while to get it all to work correctly. And if somebody can benefit from it, that's the whole point of this. So I'll call it quits and have a great day.